There is a girl in Kimi ni Todoke named Sawako Kuronuma. Her classmates call her Sadako, after the ghost from the ring, because her dark hair falls over her face and she rarely speaks, and when she does speak people find it unsettling. She has no friends. Not because she is cruel or strange in any meaningful way, but because people decided who she was before she had a chance to show them. I watched the first episode of this anime expecting a slow romance. What I got instead was an accurate portrait of what it feels like to be completely misread by every room you walk into. I was not expecting to feel that recognized by a cartoon. Kimi ni Todoke, which translates as Reaching You, is a romance anime based on a manga by Kuroho Shina. It ran for 2 seasons plus a 2023 Netflix live-action adaptation. The romance is slow. Extremely slow. That is not a flaw. That is the entire point, and I will explain why. Every review of Kimi ni Todoke mentions that Sawako is sweet and that people misunderstand her. What most reviews do not say is why that misunderstanding is so precisely drawn. Sawako is not misunderstood because she is weird. She is misunderstood because she is earnest in a world that treats earnestness as suspicious. When she tries to smile at people they flinch because they have already decided she is frightening. When she helps someone they assume she has a hidden motive. She has been read incorrectly for so long that she has started to believe the incorrect reading is accurate. She does not think of herself as someone who deserves friends. She thinks of herself as someone people are politely tolerating. I have met this feeling before. I did not expect to meet it in a shoujo anime. Shoyuta Kazuhaya is popular, warm, and universally liked, and the anime is very aware of how suspicious that sounds as a love interest. What makes him work is the specificity of what he sees in Sawako. He does not love her despite the way people misread her. He is drawn to her precisely because he can see the gap between who she is and who people think she is. He notices things about her that require actual attention to notice. When he defends her, it is not the performative defense of someone who wants to look good. It is the defense of someone who is genuinely angry that a person this honest is being treated this carelessly. That is a specific kind of love, and it is rarer in fiction than it should be. It is rarer in life too. People who criticize Kimi ni Todoke for being too slow are missing what the slowness is doing. Sawako has spent her entire life being misread in an instant. The entire romantic arc is structured around what it feels like when someone takes their time to actually understand you rather than deciding who you are from the outside. Every small moment between Sawako and Kazuhaya has weight because both of them are moving carefully. Kazuhaya does not want to overwhelm her. Sawako does not trust her own reading of the situation because her entire history has taught her that her readings of social situations are wrong. The slowness is not a failure of pacing. It is the experience of two people who care enough about each other to not rush. The most underrated element of Kimi ni Todoke is what happens between Sawako and her first 2 friends, Yano and Yoshida. These are not side characters. They are the emotional spine of the show in ways that the romance sometimes is not. Watching Sawako learn that friendship is something she is allowed to have, watching her navigate what it means to need someone and to be needed in return, watching her first real friendship develop with the same care and uncertainty as her first romance, this is where the anime becomes something genuinely exceptional. The scene where she first cries in front of her friends is one of the most quietly devastating moments in the entire medium. Not because it is dramatic. Because it is true. The 2023 Netflix live-action adaptation of Kimi ni Todoke is better than it has any right to be. The actress playing Sawako captures the specific quality of a person who is trying very hard to hide how much she feels because showing it has always gone wrong before. The casting throughout is considered, and the decision to compress the story into a single season forces a clarity that the anime's slower pace sometimes diffused. It is not a replacement for the anime. It is a different way into the same story, and it works. If you have a friend who does not watch anime, show them the Netflix version first. They will understand immediately why this story matters. Most romance anime asks you to be charmed. Kimi ni Todoke asks you to be patient. The difference is significant. Charm is easy and disposable. Patience creates investment that pays off in a way that charm never can. By the time this story reaches its central romantic resolution, you have spent so many hours inside Sawako's experience of the world that the payoff lands with the weight of something real. Not fictional. Real. I have recommended this anime to people who do not like anime, to people who do not like romance, to people who were skeptical about the slow pace, and every one of them came back and told me the same thing: they did not expect to care that much. That is the highest compliment a story can receive. Kimi ni Todoke is available on Crunchyroll, and the Netflix live-action adaptation is available globally. Both are worth your time for different reasons. If you have ever felt completely misread by people who never bother to look closely, this story was made for you. Subscribe for more coverage of the anime that actually say something. There is more of it than people realize.